Hello, my name is Randy Benefield, and I am going to be instructing you today on task analysis and how to conduct a task analysis and how to break down the steps and score them so that we record really good data for this. Today we are going to be using washing face for a kiddo. It's very important that when you have a task analysis that you have a visual for the kiddo taped somewhere and where they could look to see what steps they need to do next without having to be vocally prompted. So I'm going to demonstrate how to teach washing hands and what they could be doing, and then also prompting levels. Here is my data sheet, and I have for each step I have turn on the water, pick up soap and run water, rub hands together with soap. So you can see, and then I also say close your eyes, then rub the right cheek with soapy hands, rub the left cheek with soapy hands, and so on. Breaking it down because some kiddos forget the steps and don't perform the task appropriately. So this in a task analysis, we are just basically taking a more complex task and breaking it down into smaller components. That way they can accomplish it and it doesn't overwhelm them. They can just do one step at a time. So I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to set my data sheet right here, and so right here it says, I look at it, it says turn on the water faucet with the handle until water is running. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on, and if the kiddo does that properly, turns it on and it's running, then you would take, and it says here for the correct independent data it would be a plus, for incorrect would be minus. Now if for some reason I needed to prompt them or model something, I would put an M for modeling, PP for partial prompt, and FP for full physical prompt. So, for instance, if the kiddo was not able to know how to turn this or not strong enough, I would place their hand there and I would help them, and I would help them turn it on, and then show them how to do it. That's kind of a full physical prompt. But also I could, do modeling and show them how it works as well. So they're to turn on the water until the water is running. They pick up the soap. Now I don't happen to have bar soap, but I just have a pump. And so they would pick up the soap, and then they would, and it says to rub their hands together, hold the soap under the water, rub their hands together until it gets all soapy, okay? And then for each step, when they rub their hands, and I see that they do it successfully without any prompts, I would put a plus. If they missed it, I would put a minus. It's important to know what level of prompt for each step, because some steps may not need any prompting, but it may be that we need to prompt, for instance, rub the right cheek with the soapy hand, rub the left cheek with soapy hands, and then of course it says rub the forehead with the soapy hands, and then rub the nose and rub the chin. Okay, and so I'm going to take off my glasses because now I have soap all over my face and I need to rinse my face. So they would, now I can't read my writing here. They would rub their chin, rub their nose. Now, if for some reason that they did not rub their forehead, but I had to model for them, then I would probably just put an M right here. Now, of course, it's missed. They're not getting credit for that because it's still missed, but I want to know that information. I need to know whether they were able to do it on a model, whether they were able to do it on a full physical or partial prompt, because I want to be able to fade those prompts and eventually get them to be able to do it independently. So I rub my face And I rub my hands, my face, my chin, and all that. Now, then it says here, says rinse your face. And of course, I was supposed to close my eyes, and this, so close my eyes, and rub, and then rinse my face with the water. Now, if they do that, then I would give them a plus, but if for some reason they weren't able to do it, even after modeling or even some full physical prompts, then I would give them a minus. And then, of course, they don't see this. This is just for my own recording purposes, but very important for them to be able to see their steps. And that way they don't have to ask what they're supposed to do next. Now, obviously, they need to be able to read. So this is an age appropriate for somebody who is able to read. So then they would open their eyes, and then they would turn off the water, what I just did. I open my eyes, I turn off the water, I pick up the towel here, I rub my hands with the towel till it's dry. Then I put the towel back on here. Now, if it's independent, then they get a plus. And then I hung this back on the wall. Everything's off, the soap is back in its place. Then I'm done, then I come over, turn off the light, and I walk out. Now, if you notice on this data sheet I have here, there is every step that I record, and then I have a percentage. And then I make a mark, and so let's say if I had let's say if I had 10 steps in this, and they only performed 5, well, then that would be 50%. And then I would just put 5 here, and then 5 out of 10, and then 10 into 5 would be 50%. Now I have 2 columns because maybe I might want to run this twice during a session. That way they get plenty of practice. And again, super very important to know what the SD is, the discriminative stimulus. Before you start this, you would say, for instance here, it'd say the behavior interventionist or behavior technician or a family member says, time to wash your face. Then they go and they look, they know where to go. It's time to go into the bathroom. They walk in, they look at the task analysis, and then they start to perform those steps one by one. And for each step, you would want to say, good job turning on the water. Give them a praise, and maybe also give them a token, because you want to really reinforce and increase the likelihood that they're going to be performing that behavior in the future. So then the response would be the use of a task analysis, and I put the word name Johnny. Johnny will follow the steps, washing face, here on the steps. And so they follow all 50, well, I put 15 steps. The 15th step is you did it. Okay, an extra big reinforcement at the end. And then the consequence, you might want to be very clear with all of this. Behavior technician or a familiar adult gives verbal praise for every 3 steps or for every step, just depending on the level of acquisition of the kiddo and what they're able to perform on their own. So anyways, I hope this helps. I'm here to always help guide you if you need assistance or to go over this again, to review, or even just ask me a question if the kiddo is doing something unique and you need assistance. I'm always here for you. So thank you, and all right, bye now.